Welcome back to Eye of the Storm. What's Wrong with Women, episode 37. Today we're looking at Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff has made the news. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. He's the one whose headline I saw about the Hilary Duff story, which got me to look at it. I'm going to look at it now. Not what Coach's reaction, because I want my own take. I'll give my own take on it. Now, Hilary Duff, I remember her being kind of a sweetheart in the 2000s, but let's see if we can remember. Yeah, she's cute. In 1987, she's young. I thought she'd be much older than that. So she's just 38. Houston, Texas, Southern Belle. Let's see her movies. She was in, let's see where she was. Harvard, okay. British. Okay, so yeah, Agent Cody Banks, I remember having that. But I didn't watch this that much. But yeah, I know that movie. Stay Cool, I watched that. Did I? I'm not sure. So yeah, I'll say I know her from Agent Cody Banks, who was the love interest. So as you can see, her career isn't that much. She doesn't do that many movies. Other than Lizzie McGuire, which is huge. So, I mean, her movies aren't that big, right? The Haunting of Sharon Tate was the last movie. So she hasn't been in a movie in 7 years, meaning that she must have gotten married and kind of checked out of Hollywood. Although she got married now, or maybe she divorced this guy, the hockey player. Who knows? But let's see what she's saying, which is causing a kind of. Oh, she also sings. Okay, right now. Let's see what she's saying that's causing kind of a buzz. So she's more of a TV How I Met Your Father ew. That is ew. Then The Bachelor. So she's doing more TV than, yeah, I remember from Community, very good guest appearance. Man, she's really not a star, is she? Wow, she actually has music. So I guess she's focusing more on music than acting. So that's where that is. How I Met Your Father. I will not watch it. I mean, 4 seasons of How I Met Your Mother was enough. I cannot do this. No fucking chance. Anyway, and it's ethnic as well. All right, so let's listen to her.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's not really a thing.
So you thought it was like almost a red flag that he was too nice?
Wait a minute. What's that again?
Nice. That's not really a thing.
So you thought it was like almost a red flag that he was too nice?
I think I was just like not ready to accept all of that yet. I was like coming out of that, like a long relationship, a divorce. Like I was just like chaotic.
Yeah.
I think I needed some chaos first.
I need some chaos. That is women, guys. Listen, men are the force of calm, women are the force of chaos.
Yes, meeting a nice guy that's actually going to treat you well. You're like, wait, can you pause for 2 seconds?
Yeah,
Let me get my shit together and I'll come back.
Yeah, totally.
So they circle back. Okay? And what I want to, I mean, we have a similar situation here. Kaka, we covered this story earlier. His wife left him, divorced him. He tried all his best. But now she's supposed to be with a wild boy. And what I want to say, before we get into that, is this is what Hilary Duff was talking about. She says, so is it her current husband? She says she and her current husband don't fight, except for one drag-out argument per year, which is one that she pauses. So she says, see eye to eye when it comes to music. Let's see. She insisted that she and her husband literally never fight, despite him being a musician. How is it working with your husband? You guys fight a lot? She says, we literally never fight. So he was like, we haven't had a fight in a long time. She says, are you ready? So she is the person who wants to fight. Look at how she's talking. Listen to this. It was during the fires, referring to the Los Angeles fires of 2025. And she says, we had been displaced. We had all the fucking kids. And we just needed to have it out. All the fucking kids. This is how a woman talks about her children, by the way. But whatever. So, I mean, the husband is kind of a pushover, looks like. But whatever. So she's Lizzie McGuire. And it says, facts, mixed reactions. So what I want to get across to you guys is, let's see.
So you thought it was like almost a red flag that he was too nice?
Okay, so that's how women talk. But I want you guys to get something very important. This is a myth. There's no such thing as the guy being too nice. All that is happening is that she gets bored. So this is, I'll call this the myth of the nice guy. And kind of a way to get you to understand that it's not your fault for being too nice. It's her fault for being bored. The issue is that she gets bored. She likes going out, fighting, arguing. What's his name? Michael B. Jordan. He had a similar thing with Haley Bailey, right? No, not Haley Bailey. What am I saying? With Steve Harvey's daughter, Lori Harvey. Michael B. Jordan is too nice, right? Then there's another person too who says that her husband or her boyfriend or whoever is too nice. I forget what her name was. Let me see. See if we can get it very quickly. Yes, I think it was Lori Harvey as well, where she talks about Damson Idris. Right. Yes, Lori Harvey, Damson Idris. Too nice, right? So let's see. So she's going around threatening lawsuits. That's fine. But I want to get something really across. I think the Lori Harvey story kind of paints it better than Hilary Duff, because Hilary Duff is currently married. So she met a nice guy, and I guess that kind of ended all that nonsense. But I want to show you what that means. I think Lori Harvey's situation explains it much better than. So she says that on April 24th, he made an Instagram story stating that he would have so much fun suing people for creating false narratives about her. And what? She has split with Damson Idris. I mean, I don't understand why. He's devastated. Oh, here we go. So, Lori Harvey has ended her relationship with Damson Idris. He's too nice. This is where we are. And everybody, so guys see these stories all the time and they have the same reaction all the time, instead of understanding the reality and making the adjustment. The problem is that guys can't make the adjustment because they don't understand what too nice means. Too nice doesn't mean the guy is too nice. Because remember, it's a woman talking. You cannot take her word directly because women can't speak English. They speak in emotion. So you're giving the words their natural meaning. That's why you can't understand them. That's kind of the problem. You guys are not applying the spell checks, the mental checks, when you realize that the person speaking is a woman. So this is it. Right? Says no one suffers more than a man who has paid intentions for women. And Lori Harvey has ended her relationship with that. It is saying he's too nice. Now, as I said, guys will see this and they are freaking out. Look at this person, he's too nice. What does she really want? Listen, it's not like he's too nice. It's that she's bored. Damson Idris is clearly a mama's boy, right? And it's not all mama's boys that are going to be boring or get left. But look at him. He's a British Nigerian actor. So obviously, he is somebody that usually would be very, very reserved. Grew up in Peckham, Yoruba boy. Okay? He's just 34. How old is she? Let's see his personal life. Lori Harvey. Okay, so she's young. Wow, 5'3". Woo! But she's 29. Okay. Anyway, so she is bored. She wants to fly to Dubai on a moment's notice. She wants to go to Turks and Caicos. She does something on Instagram. She wants to fly there. She wants to fly private. She wants to go to the courtside seats. She wants to do all these things. Right? And Damson, who's a little bit more reserved, says, no, I don't feel like doing those things. I don't feel like going out. And she starts a problem. He doesn't take the bait. He doesn't fight her. He doesn't argue with her. So she gets bored, breaks up with him, and says, he's too nice. He doesn't turn violent when I say insulting things to him. He doesn't do any of these things that you expect, like a regular hardcore nigger, basically, to do. That's what a woman means when she says he's too nice. He doesn't go out partying all the time, doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink, doesn't do all this wild thing. He's reserved. He's not necessarily introverted, but he's just a calm person. So the problem is that this woman, she's what, 29? So she's still a lot in her whole phase, basically. So she still wants to go out and do all these things, even though she's 29 is old, right? To be in your whole phase. Your whole phase should be 18 to 22 at best, but whatever. Anyway, she's so she's somebody who is outgoing. She wants to go out. She wants to be seen. She wants to take all these pictures. She wants to fly private, go to different clubs, and experience different things. But he is a calm guy. Doesn't have problems. Doesn't bother people, and that's the difference. So when she says he's too nice, that's what it means. I'll give you a final example. Let's see. Canelo doesn't like travel. Oh, there we go. Right fucking there. I said he doesn't like traveling. They talk about his wife. Exactly. Because this is what he says. He says, on his wife, Fernanda, I don't like to travel. My wife makes me travel and take pictures everywhere. I like staying at home. Do you see? So this is the distinction. He doesn't like to travel, but he came out and confessed that his wife makes him travel everywhere. So I want you to just apply that situation to Anthony Davis. Because in Canelo's case, this guy is a boxer. He fought Floyd Mayweather. Like, Canelo is one of the greatest boxers of all time. He's a Hall of Famer. He's just 36. He's a Hall of Famer. Look at his professional record, 39. Never knocked out, lost only to Terence Crawford, Floyd, and Dimitri Bivol. Right? He only loses to high-level people. And this person who has fought and defeated Triple G Golovkin, this guy fought and defeated Triple G Golovkin, is afraid of his wife, Fernanda. He's afraid of his wife. So what does that tell you? I don't like to travel. My wife makes me travel and take pictures everywhere. What that means is, if he was single or if he was somebody who says, I'm not traveling, and the wife has to travel, what happens? The wife will come out and say, I'm leaving you. I'm too, Canelo is too nice. That's why I left him. He's too nice. That's what women mean when they say he's too nice. You're not outgoing. You're not giving her new experiences. But Canelo has to do that. That's why he still has to keep fighting so he can afford for his wife to travel from place to place. When Canelo retired, you need to start counting down the time until this woman leaves him. We don't wish that, but that is what is happening. So he loves cars. That's what he likes. He likes cars. She likes traveling. So Fernanda Gomez, let's see what she looks like properly. But that is what it means. Understand this. You, as a guy, you are not a boxer. Yeah, this is supposed to be her. All right, that's fair. Let's not look too much at his wife. But you're just a regular guy and a world champion boxer. A world champion boxer is having to travel around the world because his wife makes him do that. So what fucking chance have you got? What kind of lawyer, what kind of prenup do you have that Canelo doesn't? That he's still living under threat like this? Because as a man, if you don't feel like traveling, you tell her to keep rock. But she makes him travel. And he admits it. He comes out publicly and tells you that his wife makes him travel. If he doesn't, he's boring. And then she says, he's too nice. That's how that works. So that's just how to explain it to people who don't seem to understand. He's too nice means he doesn't like traveling like this often, doesn't like doing all these funny things, all this traveling and partying and drugs and drinking and all this sort of thing. Same thing with Canelo. The wife, on the other hand, she likes to travel, but he has to go along with it. Because let's see what Canelo's net worth is, just to get you to understand. Canelo's net worth, 275 million, and most of this is cash. So if he says no to traveling, yeah, he can say no to about 50 to 70% of this. So what's wrong with women? They claim that guys are too nice, right? They claim guys are too nice, but actually, they are just bored. They just prefer chaos. They prefer a man who fights, argues, and takes drugs and is unpredictable. When you're too nice, you get destroyed. So you just end up being used as a slave for travel expense, as a utility for private travel. So that's what's wrong with women. They leave a like, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.